Hey, Nightcappers. I see you guys out there. It's good to have you here with us. It is Nightcap Knowledge episode, and that's not right. That's supposed to be episode 30. Let me see if I can fix that quickly. This is supposed to be episode 30. And we appreciate y'all for checking in with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge hosted by Mr. Mac. And I am DJ George Chuck. And we will be kicking off in just a few minutes. Mac is actually facilitating one of our 444 workshops on a Zoom right now. He'll be joining us in just a moment. But for now, you've got me. I'm DJ George Chuck. And this is Nightcap Knowledge.
Black with no chaser. DJ George.
Hey yo, start your motherfucker off track.
One time for everybody checking in. I see the eyes out there. Let me know that you're here in the comments, and we will possibly even pull you up right now as we are waiting for Mr. Mac to get over here. I see the thumbs up. I see the eyes. Each and every one of y'all. We got Tonya Boyd-Cannon checking in tonight, talking about her experience in opening the NAACP Image Awards, and we're going to have some candidates to stop by and tell us why they are the best person for whatever municipal candidacy or position that they're running for. So we appreciate y'all for checking in with us out there. This is Nightcap Knowledge.
Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Nightcap Knowledge. Put the children to bed, get your adult beverage, and get ready. Nightcap Knowledge is rated Black and Uncensored and hosted by longtime community organizer and entertainment professionals, Mr. Mac and DJ George Chuck. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. Nightcap Knowledge on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. Tune in and share.
What's up, people? How y'all doing out there? I can't, it's funny being here by myself, but it is what it is, man. I'm gonna turn my music down, turn my track down. Let me get some folks in the comments, man. And I don't know if you guys can hear. I've got Mac going on another computer over there. Him and our credit coach Michelle James Way. They're over there doing a workshop with some folks all the way up in Vermont. The Northeast. A lot of things going on over there. In that particular workshop. Matter of fact, hold on for a moment. I'm going to mute them because I can hear them and I don't want, any hiccups. All right. Be right back. All right. I'm back. I told you I'd be back. And again, I thank y'all for checking in tonight. We've got Tonya Boyd-Cannon. Absolutely outstanding show coming tonight. And look, since I have you here, I know a lot of folks may be getting ready for the Jackson State game this weekend, Jackson State versus Southern. And we will be broadcasting live on another platform. Mixed Messages from the Doghouse will be with I Got It Made on site at D's Sports Lounge. And I'm going to pull that graphic up for you right quick. But again, this weekend, Jackson State is playing Southern University. So big rival game, right? Huge rival game. And we've got some folks that are going to be traveling with us from the Mississippi Gulf Coast to come up and hang out with us. The I Got It Made pop-up shop will be there that day. So that's this Saturday, and that's April 3rd. And then also April 4th, we will be at the old KJ's parking lot right across the street from the Metro Center. And the Metro Center, KJ's parking lot right across the street, that Highway 80 corridor, where a lot of new development is taking place, hopefully, prayerfully, all of that. We really want to see Jackson go and grow and glow. We want Jackson to get that glow up. But for right now, we're doing what we can do while we can do it. And Mississippi Move is doing a My Freedom, My Vote drive-in concert. We'll have Dollar Black. We'll have Queen E. We'll also have Stephanie Luckett, who's been on this show. Stephanie Luckett, absolutely outstanding artist, along with Dollar Black and another outstanding artist, Queen E, poet Queen E. She will be doing her thing. Dollar Black will be doing his thing. Stephanie will be doing her thing, and probably will have some other folks drop by and hang out and give their performances. So we appreciate y'all for checking in with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge. Again, Friday we're rolling up. Saturday we've got, kind of like a tailgate party right there at D's Lounge. If you can check the Mississippi Move Facebook page and www.msmove.org, and we will have all the details there. Sabir is updating the website. I know that he's He's been keeping that hush hush, but it is what it is. Sabir does his thing, and I'm excited about that. So I want to invite you all to follow Nightcap Knowledge on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's at Nightcap Knowledge. Some good stuff rolling out. So, and whenever we go live, we'll always, put the information there. And of course, we definitely want you to follow
Black with No Chaser.
And hey, if you want to, you can follow me. I'm George Chuck on our platforms. Now, let me see if I can get one person in the comments to that's viewing with us to give me some sort of thumbs up. Can I get like, hey, we're here with you, something like that? Matter of fact, you know what? I'll do the announcements. I'll try to do a mental health minute. That's not my thing. I'm typically the guy that does the production and everything. I want to make sure that we got the all the buttons and everything. Make sure we get to where the money resides, all of that, So it is what it is, because this is that's exactly how I am. That's exactly how I am. So I got my Tougaloo gear on tonight. There's a Tougaloo College National Alumni Association membership going on right now over in the Tougaloo 90s Eaglets group, as well as the Tougaloo College Young Alumni Council. So if my Tougalooans are out there, I appreciate you guys for checking in with me. Some of the things that we've been concerned about right now is, of course, elections. There are a number of things out there that are distracting or that could be distracting to, potential voters. But we definitely want to remind everybody to stay focused about voting. Stay focused about voting. Make sure that you got your folks and your voting plan for how you're going to get to the poll on election day. So make sure you got a plan. Make sure the people that you're connected to have a plan. And then you need to know exactly what you're going to do on election day. Now, if you're going to vote on election day, that's your voting plan, right? What about those of us who can go vote prior to? Because for me, we typically work on election day. We do a lot of busing to the polls or giving out rides to the polls. Typically, we are manning the hotline where we're dispatching people to go different places and pick up our elders, pick up our disabled, pick up folks who are transportation poor. So we can go and vote early. So if you can, check for your absentee ballot in-person voting deadline. And depending on where you are, that has a sliding date or scale or whatever. But check with your county clerk's office to see if you can still go and in-person vote due to you having to work that day or whatever the issue may be. So thank you all for checking in with us right here on Nightcap Knowledge. We'll have Tonya Boyd-Cannon coming in soon, along with Mac Epps. My co-host, Mr. Mac, will be here very soon. Now, I would like to invite you all to come over tomorrow night to Whiskey Wednesday. As you can see, I've already got one of the featured whiskeys for the week. It's Woodford Reserve. I haven't even poured my nightcap for the night, but Woodford Reserve, very, very popular whiskey. We're going to do some tasting notes. I won't get into any of those things because we're going to go over that tomorrow on Whiskey Wednesday with the Nasty Show. So definitely want you guys to check in for that. But look, it's on Twitch. Facebook, we got all these copyright, infringement violations, even though Silas and I are both DJs. The Nasty Show, DJ Nasty Show, you can catch them on the Beat of the Capitol in Jackson. That's 97.7 FM. And you can catch them in your home every Wednesday. And you can actually go back and replay it if you'd like. You got mixes on SoundCloud and all of that. But look, tomorrow, Wednesday night, it's like a hump day Wednesday, all of that, Mississippi humpback guy, all of that. Come over to twitch.tv, The Nasty Show. That's THENASTYSHO. Nasty Show. No W. Just show SHO. That's it. And you can get a great mix. It's a lot of cool people that hang out in the comments. Twitch is a culture of its own where you can actually, type, and you got the emotes, or it's like emojis with emotions, I guess is the best way to describe it. But if you're new to Twitch, I'm telling you, if you get you some Bluetooth headphones, this is wired in. We're in the studio. But you can come in on twitch.tv/The Nasty Show and enjoy it. Put your Bluetooth headphones in, put the kids to bed, and then you can get your jam on all together. It looks like we got Tonya coming in from backstage, but then she left. I'm not sure. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to, as Tonya gets prepared to come and join us here on the Nightcap Knowledge, I will share her performance as she played and opened the NAACP Image Awards. And I'm putting, oh, there she is. I see her. Let me bring her from backstage, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the nightcappers out there. Y'all give it up for Tonya Boyd-Cannon. Yeah. Hey. You heard my applause. You hear my,
I know. Got a whole crowd.
Yeah, man. It's a whole lot of people right over there. Yeah. How you doing tonight?
I am well. I am moving from one to another. I'm turning my do not disturb on my computer because it's like ding ding. I'm great. I just got in from a band rehearsal and I'm great. God is good. Dealing with these allergies is like the main thing that I'm struggling with right now is the allergies.
Yeah. It is that season. We got a little rain over here today, so hopefully it'll wash some of that pollen, off and down and put us in a better situation for
it brings new pollen.
Yeah, but it's the cycle.
Yeah.
Cycle.
It's the cycle of life. Yeah.
The cycle of life.
Exactly.
The cycle of life, man. So look, since you've got done with your band practice for today. Now, which band is this? Tell me that.
My guys, my crew, the crew. Yeah, the crew. Okay. They've been rolling in. I have members who've been in the band since existence over 10 years ago.
Right.
And some members who've been with me for over 5 and so forth. So they've been with me combined together about 20 something years combined number wise.
Okay.
And, we're getting ready for just preparing. I used to not stress about having band rehearsals as much because I'm like, we'll rehearse like leading up to the performance, but we're doing it now to stay on top of it, stay steady, and just prepared so we're ready so we don't have to get ready.
You stay ready.
So you don't have
to get ready. Amen.
Yeah, right.
That's a word right there. That's a word.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Come on, somebody. That's my Rita B right there. Come on, somebody.
What is it? Proper preparation before performance or something like that.
Oh, piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain. But if you got the proper preparation, then you always have a
professional performance.
Yeah, something like that. You got it. Yeah, you feel me where I'm coming from.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that. So we rehearsing some old modernized content as well as some new songs that I've been working on and for this new album. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You said some old stuff and then you said some new stuff. Mm-hmm. Now you know that you've shared with me that you've been working on an album, but you also said that you had some mixtape-ish type stuff where there were some remixes and then you were supposed to be doing a few remixes like I don't know if I'm letting the cat out the bag because we talk to each other like that, but it's supposed to be like a bounce soul type. Mm-hmm. Now, so that's 2 different projects, correct?
Well, no. So the idea was to take soul music, my music, and put a bounce. Well, let me say it right, a brown beat on it, right?
Brown beat, yeah.
I want to go brown beat because brown beat was 90s, 80s, 90s of New Orleans, and so I want to do the brown beat, the old, like the get it girl, don't stop, like old school. And so I wanted to put that on there, soul brown beat, this collaboration of 2 different genres. I wanted to marry them for just a performance, not so much a project of releasing anything, but just wanted to do that. However, I did stumble upon an email from a friend of mine who's an engineer, and he was like, Tonya, so look, I took your song and I put this Tanya's bounce to it, which is a bounce beat, and it's no approval. Like bit fire, like it's fire, like really, really fire.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
the thing is, the content, the beat, the bounce is too high over the vocals, so I had to go back and have him to change it.
Yeah, even that stuff out.
Yeah, but then he changed it and took out some of the content and different elements that made it what it was the first time. So I was like, I don't like it as much now. And so I shared it by some friends one night during Taco Tuesday, and it was like, I need that in my life. Like they was like, I need it, I want that, I gotta have it. And so yeah, exactly. So exactly. So I've been kind of sitting on it, because what I've learned musically for me is that some of the greatest projects, records that are out took time.
True.
And so I just want to take my time with this third project, which is a full-length album, Soul of a Preacher's Kid. So I'm just taking my time with it.
Okay. So I like that. So now, let's bring a couple more things into this. I know that you're still active and a frequent flyer on the Wings of Jordan, like you at church. So, and you opened the NAACP Image Awards with, the National Negro Anthem, right? Do we have any like gospel on the album or any spirituals on the album? Like, what are all the I know you got the bounce, you got the soul. Like,
but the bounce is not on the album. Like
that's not on the album. That's just gonna be something like
that was just something that came across my mind.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it live, right? I was just like, Chuck, you're gonna play a bounce beat and I'm gonna do all these soul songs, right?
Right.
So it's something that's already pretty much is happening. Like you have a lot of DJs in New Orleans, and rest in peace, like the DJ Black and Mal, like who we just lost. But all of these DJs, they take the sound and they marry them with the bounce, like the
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's already been done. However, you don't have the ain't no way for me to love you if you don't let me. Like you don't have the soul Aretha's and the Patties. You have to, he's the right kind of lover I never need. Like you got some of them. Yeah. But then you have people who want more. And so my vision was to take your Al Greens, your Marvin Gayes, your Temptations, Shaka Khan, Aretha Franklin, Bobby Hebb, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, like take all of them and Matt Sonny. Yesterday my life was filled with rain. But it's like people don't even know the song, but they're like, I like that shit. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So they all into it because of the beat. And so when we take the beat out, and it's like, wait, I never really paid attention to the song. You take the beat out, and now they're listening to the music. Right. And they're hearing real content of what these artists were singing about, what they were writing about. And so I feel like that's been my mission for me. My assignment is to really research and take time to put out real, true content for people to really not just be relatable, but something they can listen to, 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah. I like that. It makes me think of something that DJ Jazzy Jeff does like quite well. The Nasty Show, DJ Nasty Show does it well. They'll go and take the sample and take that entire song, play it, and then blend or kind of echo into and blend into the song that's more contemporary or most recent. You're being educated as you enjoy the music or party, but you're not realizing that you're getting a whole history lesson while Tonya up there singing, and then you got the brown beat, and she done broke down like a couple of different sets of lyrics, and I've seen you do this in your live show.
Right. It's like it's an educational entertainment session, right? Yeah. It's like Betty Wright will sing No Pain, but if you listen to the words when she say, in order to get something, you got to give something. In order to be something, you got to go through something. Like that, I got chills down my back just thinking about that. Like that is so profound, because you have so many people now who are calling themselves like leaders and influencers, but you haven't been through nothing. Yeah. And it's no offense, like kudos to everyone, but I want to learn from the 84-year-old grandmama I picked up Sunday, who was waiting at the bus stop trying to get home, and she had just missed the bus. And God put me right there to tell her, "Excuse me, ma'am, I'm gonna bring you home." She comes in my car, and we're talking, and she goes, "I remember I used to walk these streets. You know, it cost 7 cents to catch the bus." She said, "God has been so good to me. I'm 84, girl." I said, "All right, baby. All right." You know, so we had a conversation, and it was wisdom, but it also, God showed me that you never know who you're in the presence of, and you never know who you can learn from. And so I just feel like I want to be able to, in order to get something, I got to give something. In order to be something, I got to go through something. And I haven't been through a lot, you know, and I'm grateful to God for coming out of it and being stronger than ever.
Yeah. I think it's important for us to be able to, at one point, recognize where we were, right? And then to be able to say, damn, you know, I need to share my journey to how I got to where I am now. And so Granny at the bus stop, she just telling her story. She thankful that you gave a ride, you know, to a little old lady. But at the end of the day, she gave you something that said, all right, this is forever impacting me. Like, she's still out here at 84 years old. That's why it was important for me this past weekend to go, and we got Matt coming in.
What's up, brother?
Oh, I see that boy. Look at that boy. They got that.
Look at that boy right
there. I see that boy. Wakanda forever. But this weekend, Shallon, my wife, and our two boys, McRae and Jackson, we went to Shallon's grandmother's aunt's funeral. Now the boys actually got a chance to meet her at her 100th birthday party. So now you done made it to almost 102 years old. I was like, man, it's important for the boys to go and experience, you know, legitimately their first homegoing service where they're cognizant of what's actually happening, and they can both voice their questions and concerns about what's happening.
Yeah.
And to be able to be present enough, or to have the wherewithal, or God to provide you with the wherewithal to be like, look, my boys need to have this completion, because they might say, you know, a year later, like, man, where is and they was like, we went to her 100th birthday party, but then we might say, well, you know, they don't need to go to this. So I think I appreciate your music because it has a fullness.
Thank you.
And your live set, you don't shy away from even praising God, thanking the universe, thanking the ancestors, calling somebody out if they on their bullshit. Like all of that goes into Tonya Boyd-Cannon's live performance. And Mac, I see you, but you squinting at the screen.
Look, I'm doing it too.
What you doing?
No, I was just looking at it. I'm gonna make sure I share it right quick. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, for everybody that's out there watching right now, you tuned in to Nightcap Knowledge. You're with Tonya Boyd-Cannon, the person that opened the 2021 NAACP Image Awards. And as Mac is coming in, and I didn't try to do your mental health minute or anything, but I believe that you know, we were kind of getting into some stuff that would relate to some of the topics or the tidbits that you have been hitting on honestly since we started doing the show. But I want to do this now. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna add that to the stream, and then we're gonna make sure that we get our viewers a chance to experience this opening, the 52nd NAACP Image Awards opening by Tonya Boyd-Cannon.
I love this setup. Yeah.
Lift every voice and see till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high.
echo, Chuck.
Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won.
All right. Look, we got to get some applause. Get some applause.
Lift every
it's still going.
voice high.
Oh, it's
All right.
going again.
It's going again. Maybe it was just in my ears. Mac, I apologize for the echo. I think it may be Tonya doesn't have her ears in. You know, we didn't send the Bose ears.
But you know what? Don't worry about it. My bad. I'll put my headphones in. I wasn't.
I think you're good now because I mean, you know, we're just talking. So I think the microphone.
I just won't be ready, so I don't have to get ready. You know?
There it is. Look, you've got some new folks that are checking in. The teacher, the 228 teacher of the year. I think 2 times in a row, Mr. J. Daryl Stewart, or is it Darrell? I just call him Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart, thank you for checking the show tonight. We appreciate you. And so Tonya, tell us about how you were contacted to open the NAACP Image Awards, all of that, man.
Shout out to my brother B Mike of Studio B Studios Art Galleries. I was contacted by his team to perform, and I didn't know I was actually doing the opening because I also performed with Zul Carnet, formerly known as Kevin Gates from New Orleans.
Okay.
And he, I didn't know, I put it like this, I didn't know logistically what was going on. I just know I was called and asked to sing.
Okay.
And so once I got the email, everything, I realized it was through B Mike and his team and Zul. So I said, okay. I was like, the email said 5 minutes. I said, am I doing all 3 stanzas? Because I love the Black National Anthem. I love Stony the Road We Tried. God of our weary years. Like you know, true to our God, true to our native land. Like I love everything about being Black and singing about what we've been through, right? And what we've overcome and where we're going. And so they was like, no, we just want the first verse. I said, okay, God, sure. I had to pray because I was like, I can't do all 3 stanzas. And I felt like it was incomplete. And so I really had to pray on it. And so through prayer meditation, God just allowed me to prepare it. And when we got to the studio to perform, I kept questioning, like, should I sing it in this key? Should I sing it in that key? And it was my first time seeing Zul in a long time. And so I was like, what key is your song in? And thank God he had another Mike B on bass. And Mike was like, oh, it's in, I think, D flat. And so he played it, and I was like, all right, lift every voice and sing. And I'm just singing it. And so Mike was like, nigga, you sung that shit. Like, you know, it was like, 'cause you led the leading tone right into the next song. Yeah. And so Zul's song is called, it's a melody of facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Like it's a dope tune. It's a dope song. And so it was from there that we recorded, and there it is.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, and you know, I start to show out. You know, when we have folks that can really sing and don't mind singing. And you know, I love the live performance. Like I'm excited this weekend. Like the boys, they want to see Jackson State March. You know, the Sonic Boom, right?
Yep.
McRae has been fooling around on his iPad, and you know, on GarageBand they have chords now. Right. So he's been figuring out chords on his GarageBand app, and I was playing. I had my blues on the way back on Sunday, and he was hitting the little chords, but he had the guitar instead of the piano. So, yeah. So I'm like, man, this little dude, he got some little musical skills, but it's when you expose your children to things and then they try to figure it out on their own, because I think his first instrument was honestly the harmonica. And Mac loves the harmonica, but when you think
his first instrument was his voice.
True. I like that.
Because we forget that the voice is an instrument as well.
You're right.
So
You're right.
I just want to point that out.
Yeah, you're right. I appreciate that correction.
Look, harmonica's still up there. Harmonica's still up there.
I mean, harmonica is there, but
I'm messing with Chuck. He trying
the voice. The voice was his. Wait, what y'all sipping on, Harpo?
Tonya, you know that it's Nightcap Knowledge. Like
I know. I can't. I got to get Jay from work in about 40 minutes. I have to head and get him from work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My Exclave is over there. I haven't sipped on it yet.
Yeah.
Shout out to Exclave Spirits.
Right now, Exclave is about 2 Wednesdays from now. They'll be on Whiskey Wednesday. So I'll make sure you get into that. So look, I know we've got Roshonda Harris. Let me make sure I get her entire name correctly. Hey
guys, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Tonya, wear your glass.
Roshonda Harris
right
Allen. She'll be coming up in just a moment. And look, I wanted to give Tonya another chance to give like upcoming dates, right? And I know that you've got performances, events. You've got summer camps coming up with
there you go, Hoppo.
Nation. You got to get all of that stuff, and you got to tell us about that. So, what is all of that? And let me make you larger so that we can make sure that folks can see exactly what
it's gonna be backwards anyway. So don't sweat. I can talk about it. It's
backwards.
Is it backwards?
No, it's not. I figured all of that.
Okay, cool. So I'll be at. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we just had a new Black-owned coffee and bookstore that opened last month, and it's called Baldwin and Company. So I'll be performing in an unplugged set over there on April 11th, which is a Sunday. It's a week from Easter, from 1 to 2:15 p.m. It's free. It's gonna be myself, my brother Jarvis on the guitar, and I'm working on having a cajon player just to bring the acoustics. But that's on April 11th. April 17th, I'll be over at Whiskey and Sticks for the patio show. And that's going to be, we haven't figured out who's going to be the sponsor for that one just yet. But yes, Baldwin Bookstore right there on your, on your screen. Yeah. Trying to figure it out right there.
we see it. We see it. Right.
Yeah. Right. So Baldwin Bookstore, and it's an amazing, dope spot. The story of how the owner came about to create the bookstore, not only the bookstore, but to own the formal jeans po' boy. He literally bought the block. So when you walk in this place, the great energy, very modern, very chic, social distancing, every book by James Baldwin. And shout out to my brother Jay, who did the artwork for the bookstore. And they have a podcast studio in there, which is completely insulated. Soundproof.
Yeah.
It is so you can't hear anything. And it's some great rates, if you are doing podcasting on a weekly basis. But dope energy, dope space, dope staff. Great. Come to find out, the owner's mom does the baking for the restaurant. So you have your baked goods, and then if you go,
Got a shower?
I don't know. You know what? That may be upstairs. So the upstairs may be for rent. I mean, for like Airbnb.
Yeah.
I've never been upstairs, but it looks like that's the upstairs area.
Looks like a shower to me.
Yeah. So look like the upstairs, the living quarters. So if you come in town, you can stay above the bookstore, which is dope, even more. But yeah, and they have a beautiful patio, outdoors area. That's where the concert will take place on April 11th.
Okay, and then the other place, Whiskey and Sticks.
April 17th, Whiskey and Sticks. Shout out to my girl Kelda Summers and her husband Ken. Whiskey and Sticks is on the oldest road in New Orleans, which is Bayou Road, which was predominantly Black businesses on Bayou Road. And their location is Whiskey and Sticks, which is located on Bayou Road. And it's just what the title is, Whiskey and Cigars, Whiskey and Sticks. They have a wide selection of whiskeys, bourbons, your cognacs, and they're not just strictly for strictly whiskey. They have wines, they have a regular drink of the day or the week or what have you. They have your vodkas, whatever your choice is. But I love this space. Yeah, I love the space because it's very grounding. It's very it's luxury with a touch of chill, if that makes sense. Like you don't have to wear a suit. You can wear jeans and a t-shirt and still feel like you're in luxury and chilling. And so I'll be performing there April 17th. But then also I just created a new event. We haven't locked the date in, but which it may be the following weekend, which is the 23rd, of Sip and Sing, where we're gonna launch. We've been doing it over there, but you sip and then you sing. Yeah. So I'm gonna have mics set up. So you want to sing a song, the whole room ends up singing. It's a beautiful thing. Like I cannot like explain it. You have to be there. Like for real, you have to be there. We had the Temptations.
Is that gonna be at the spot that the wine store, the wine cellar?
So we're doing that over there too in May.
Okay.
So we're launching the Sip and Sing over at Grand Cru Fine Wine and Spirits as well. And which all of these venues are Black owned in New Orleans. And you know, whoever's coming to New Orleans, let me know. If you think it's a game, I will meet you wherever you are. I'll, treat you to your dinner, your lunch. Just let me know you're in town. And all I ask is that you support the venues, the businesses when you come. Lil Dizzy, shout out to my girl Arkeisha.
Yeah.
Dookie Chase, shout out to Stella, Tracy, Duke, and Eve, all of them over there that's keeping Mama Leah's vision and passion alive. So make sure Sweet Soul Food, like, yeah. Shout out to my peoples.
So let's look at this, Tonya. What let me see. The general election is June 8th, right, Chuck? So that weekend of June 4th, June 6th. Check your schedule.
June 4th.
We usually do a rally, like the drive-in concert rally, right that Sunday, before that election, that Tuesday election.
Okay.
I think it's about time you come back to Jackson.
So look, I'll be in Jackson. I'll be in Jackson this weekend, but I'm heading right back home. I have to go get my baby from Grambling. It's my mom's birthday, but I'll be right back home. Yeah, I'm coming back Saturday because I got church Sunday morning. So I will say this: that weekend, 4th, 5th, 6th. The 6th is the first Sunday. What time is your event?
It's in the evening. It's always in the evening.
Okay, all right.
So like now, because of the time change, we pushed it back. We were doing 1 to 4. Now we're doing like 3 to 6, 3 to 7.
See, that's perfect. That'll give me time to get on the road because I have to be at church for first Sunday, especially because we're supposed to be going back live and people are coming live. So
in the building.
In the building. So yeah, no, I love it. Like let me tell you, I text Mac last week and I was like, Mac, you know any like whiskey and cigar bars like Black owned? Because I definitely want to bring what I do here back to Jackson. Because like I tell people, it's been so controversial when people say, Tonya from New Orleans. I don't care when nobody says she from New Orleans. Girl, she was born in Jackson. I don't care. She reps the 9th ward all day, CTC. You heard me all day. But
Bang, zoom, pow.
What? Cross the canal all day. But I tell people I've been here 30 years, so really New Orleans is all I know. But I definitely don't stray away from the red clay. You know what I'm saying? I don't stray away from I-55. my home state of Jackson, because Jackson ain't Mississippi. It's two different things. No, I'm just playing.
Listen, hey, that's true when it comes to the Mississippi Delta. Now, that's a whole nother area.
Exactly. And see, I lived in Greenville for 8 years because my daddy pastored at Ball's Temple. So I went to Greenville. My sister went to Greenville High. I marched with them. Coleman, like I remember certain things, but baby, when I tell you, Jackson, Mississippi, all day. I reps Jacktown. I reps Jacktown. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I also Cromwell Street. That's where we lived. And then I've been in New Orleans all day, Lord night.
Do this thing. Listen, when I tell you that you and Rita, when they talk about Mississippi, you read a new song. Oh man, you talking about?
I actually got that pulled up too.
Hey, well, look, we got enough time. Can you drop it? Because I'm talking about. Hey, you talking about ripping Mississippi?
And look, I think it'd be a perfect segue because we got Tonya has spread her wings and she's got these two homes. But we also have people that are elected officials, are seeking to be elected officials, and they want to put on for the SIP. They want to bring their vibe into the elected official capacity. So I think it's good for folks that are raising families in the SIP, that are born and raised in the SIP, especially for folks that we have coming in that said, look, I want to go on Nightcap Knowledge. I want to talk to the Nightcappers and the folks that view this particular broadcast every week. So look, we gonna intro our first candidate tonight with Rita Brent, raised in the SIP.
Yeah, Jackson, Mississippi. What up? Made in the SIP. Everywhere I go, they know I'm from the SIP. I'm from the M.I. Crooked letter I. Crooked letter I. Hump back I. Ain't know it's been easy. I ain't gonna lie, I was in the 4th grade.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
in my black face. He was young and already.
Miss Roshonda Harris Allen in the building with us.
I'm a black queen that's from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Ever in his driveway. Wait. They killed.
Yeah, we can't go too hard now because Facebook will cut us off.
Facebook is super hating. And
Facebook will cut us off, man. Look,
hey, we got to build our own platform, and it's coming. I'm telling you, God bless the child to have their own. Because listen, I'm gonna say what y'all ain't gonna say. These white folks are controlling everything that we do, and they don't want to let us have nothing. They don't want to let us be great when we defy all odds. When we tear down all boundaries, we do everything we do to seek and get somewhere. Here they come with their fake rules and policies because of their self-hate and insecurity and inadequacy in life to try to destroy what we doing.
And lack of creativity.
And I'm talking about this as my boy, as Kamikaze say, storm clouds. That's all they do. Storm clouds. So,
bloom.
Yeah, just all over you, right? So, and then we tell the sister right here, I told her, I said, well, what can I say when I come on? I said, listen, Nightcap Knowledge is one of them shows. We want to make sure you know what you coming on before you come on. You ain't gonna say nothing on this show to get in trouble. We want to make sure that you know what you coming on because we try to be the DLs, the Bernie Macs, the Samuels. We say everything else that folks thinking about. Is it come up, it's gonna come out. And a lot of times, like I say, it's the truth, and it's right now. I had it. So we go ahead, sister, go ahead. I know you getting into this political world, and I know the area that you're running in, and I just think about you and other sisters I know that have run for public office, and I just keep thinking about what happened in Georgia, right? And I tell all my sisters this: listen, we're not saying that that Black woman can't achieve anything, but there's other animals out there that try y'all when there's no Black men present. Because I would bet you anything, if there was a group of brothers there, them white men, regardless of what they got on their chest or not, would not have put their hands on that sister when she was knocking on that door. It wouldn't have happened like that. The same way that white woman put her finger in President Barack Obama's face, it wouldn't have happened if there had been some sisters there, right? So we gotta have it. We gotta have each other's back and be there. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. Tell us who you are and what you're doing and why we need to hear it. Right.
Well, my name is Rashonda Harris Allen, and I'm actually a native of Detroit, Michigan. Came down here to go to the I Love Jackson State University. And I've been down here ever since. Came down here in 98, met my husband, had a few children. Had 3. We adopted. I actually have 4 total. We adopted 1. He actually lives in Atlanta now. Has graduated college and lives in Atlanta. I earned my bachelor's degree from Jackson State, earned 3 more degrees. So I am a doctorate. I have an EDD, or a doctorate in education. But now I work at the Eagle Queen, or shall I say, We Love Thee, Tougaloo College.
Come on.
You see, I'm representing.
I know.
You represent Tougaloo? Well, I have to represent both. I have to represent Thee, I Love, and We Love Thee. So everywhere I go, I make sure I represent both. I'm a fan of all HBCUs. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Chuck. That's the time to plug. Where it at?
Look, we're gonna have to get you an HBCUs versus everybody hat, a shirt, t-shirt, or something. So now, this Friday, I'll be headed up to Jackson so we can set up as a shameless plug, right? For the Jackson State versus Southern University football game. So we're gonna be right across the street from the Veterans Memorial Stadium at D's Sports Bar. So I Got It Made will be out there doing a pop-up shop and vending, and then that Sunday, Mississippi Move is doing another event, and I Got It Made will be out there with the HBCUs versus everybody shirt. So we're gonna make sure that we get you hooked up with one, because I like how you represent HBCUs. I like how you invest. I like how you do your thing. You know, all the other stuff. Look, we know what we're dealing with when we get into the political, machine. But as far as what we do when we're with our own folks, we know how we can love on each other. We can love on those of us that need the extra loving. And you got to go knock on the door and wait for class, or you pull them to the side and say, baby, you're gonna have to, do all the things that you need to do to prepare yourself in a way that where you can concentrate in class and everybody else can concentrate too.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Geis.
Hey, look, man.
She's still there.
Hey, listen, Miss Geis, and everybody needs it. She's an older Eastern Star, very heavy in the church. And when I tell you she monitors everything, and them sisters that come in there not acting like she said, baby, come here. Baby, you need a shawl. She said, you need a shawl. I'm talking about pull you to the corner and have that conversation with you, get your life right.
Don't give you one.
That's what we need and more of in our culture. Not saying not embarrassing each other. Not embarrassing each other in front of people. But
is that a Sigma hat you have on? Is that a Sigma hat you have on?
Of course. What other hat would I wear? What if I had any other hat on? Then that would be trouble.
Look, and I ain't too far from you because my shoes over there stay right there.
There it is.
I guess y'all can't see my bracelet.
No, we can't.
No, you can't see it. It's pink and green.
Come on. All right.
Hey. Mississippi Greek Weekend 2021. Greek Weekend 2021.
We gotta solidify where we're gonna be at if y'all coming to the Big Easy.
We're gonna be on the internet. We're gonna be on the internet.
No, we're not. We're going live
all day.
We going. Hey,
Tina say we can open with restrictions. So we open down here with restrictions in New Orleans.
Right.
So come on.
Don't mess up. Don't be like Tater Tot. I mean, oh my bad. She run for public office. Don't let me talk about it. That's right. Chuck said that's embarrassment to Tater Tots. We apologize to all Tater Tots out there, especially the ones from Sonics. We don't mean that. Yeah. We're talking about the Junior Wizard because Agent Orange is the Grand Wizard. So the Junior Wizard of Mississippi is the one that said, thank you, no thank you. We don't need your $600 million, Mr. Biden, and we don't need no mask mandate. Okay, back to
it. Look, Mrs. Harris Allen, tell us like why you got into or what made you jump into this political arena, specifically in Byram, as you run for alderman at large.
Mm-hmm. So I've been in Byram for almost 20 years now, and I've seen it as it began to develop and grow, and then all of a sudden it kind of flatlined. So it was no more growth. it was, well, let me not say it was no more growth. In certain areas, it was no more growth. For example, parks and recreation. I saw it climb, you know, I saw the soccer team, I saw the baseball team, because I'm actually a cheer coach and cheer coordinator. So here in Byram, and then it kind of leveled out and then started slowly dropping back down. And that's just one reason. You know, you got to give people within the city of Byram something to do, or what are we going to do? We're going to leave and go someplace else. We're going to drive to Clinton, we're going to drive to Ridgeland, we're going to drive to Madison, or wherever it is we need to drive. And the same thing with, I don't want to say nightlife, well, I guess I can't say nightlife, but also with restaurants, different businesses and things like that. I shouldn't have to leave Byram. I should be able to enjoy Byram all day, every day. You know, it's one thing when you leave every now and then, but when you have to leave all the time, my money needs to come here. So what can I do to help bring more money to Byram and to keep people in Byram and spending their money in Byram versus spending it someplace else? So I said, you know what? About 5-6 years ago, I was working with another campaign, and I said, I've never seen Byram organized or people in Byram organized to bring, you know, different things to their city like this particular campaign is doing. I think that's something I want to do in the future. And so with this being the 21st century, and I say, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm Black. I'm a woman. Hey, it's no problem. I can do it. I can handle it. More power to me. More power to everybody else. What's the worst thing that can happen is you don't win, right? Right. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But my goal is to win. My goal is to win the primary and win the general election.
So what's your message you had earlier about what you said you running? How did it go? The quote you made?
What I say? I just said it.
You don't run. You're not in it. You in it. I forgot you said about you're not in it. You're not running just to run. You running to win. Or something how you said.
Yeah. I'm running for public office to win. It's not a title for me. It's not a name for me. It's about advocating for not only the citizens of the Byram community, but also the businesses in the Byram community. So I'm in it to win it 100%.
I love the energy that you have, because the community I live in was considered the worst of the worst for Hurricane Katrina. And so I'm constantly on the phone with my city councilwoman. I talked to her today, talked to her yesterday, because everywhere else in New Orleans, things are happening. You see, you know, revitalization, you see, you know, growth, you just see it. But down here, it's like, what's going on? And I don't think I would run for office, me per se. I just go to the people in the positions and I just tell them, you know, straight up from the community, this is what y'all need to be doing. And if you're not, I'm gonna ask you why. And so what would be your I guess, your top 3 goals that first day in office? What is it that you want to see happening?
I want to see, and not only for the city of Byram, this is actually throughout the state of Mississippi, but I want to continue to increase voter registration and voter turnout. We have very low voter turnout in local elections. Approximately 1,700 voted in the last local election. We're a city that got 8,000 voters if you look at the data compared to our last election. So why approximately only 1,700 people voted? And then you have one ward alone where only about 40 people voted. Why is that? We have 6 wards, approximately 40 people in one of our wards, 40, number after 39. So, you know, we have got to increase voter registration and voter turnout. How can we own our democracy if we don't vote? How can we complain if we don't vote? How can we expect to see change if we don't get out there and vote? So that is one of my top priorities. And you asked for 3, right?
Yeah, that's one.
And the reason I'm saying is because, like what you just said, and it goes back to what we said earlier. One thing I feel like I stray away from the political world. I told them before, I stray away from it because I've seen the hand over fist and things that happen once people get in office. And it pisses me off because as a citizen, as a voter, when I check your name off and I vote for you, I'm expecting you to do what you say you were going to do. So when I don't see you doing it, I'm going to call you out. Oh, now you want to blackball me, or you want to say she's an angry. Nah, Fuck that. I voted you in. I need to see you doing what you say you were going to do based on your platform. So that's why, and I think one of the things that what you just said, the number after 39, that's ridiculous. But it's the educational part that our people lack. We lack the education of what's happening. And just because you vote doesn't mean you have to be a political. Like, it doesn't make you in that
Right.
space of a political person. But it just makes you academically aware of what you want this person to do to see that change happening. And that's why I said your top 3, because you said park and recreation. So that means you are diehard for the youth. You're
I am. The youth, the middle age, and the elderly, because we have a lot of elderly. All they do is sit at home all day or watch TV or things like that. But when my grandmother was in her 70s and 80s, she was going taking pottery classes. She was going taking paint classes and taking line dance classes at her local civic center so she could have something to do during the day. She was in a poetry class so she could keep her brain working and moving so she wouldn't be sitting at home. So park and recreation is a big part of it, but it is more than just the youth. It's everybody. It's the whole city. And then, people talk about the flooding. People talk about, we need another intersection. We need the roads fixed, but you can't do that without any money, right? So you got to raise the economy within your city and try to bring these businesses here, because guess what happens when you get all these businesses here? Well, you get tax dollars. Guess what you do with the tax dollars? You can help use that money to fix the things that's needed in the city. So I probably got a list of about 10 things, but those are really my top 3. But I'm going to go back to something you said, Tonya, and you said that, you don't want to just check something off on a ballot and then I make all these promises, or whomever makes all these promises and don't do it. So I always tell people, of course, I want you to vote for me, but do your history. Learn your history, do your research. Peruse my Facebook page or any of our Facebook pages. Ask about me. Go in the community. Ask what's going on. Look me up. Google me. Because if you Google me, you're going to find my name all over the place. Then if you do that, if you educate yourself on that candidate, or if you do your research on the candidate, once that person gets in office, she'll be doing or he'll be doing exactly what they were doing before, and that's advocating for the people in the city.
That's the thing I tell people is 2 things you do. You understand the capacity of the position and the capacity of the person that's running for the position. And Chuck and a lot of other folks we know do not have political titles. And we know what we can get done without having that title. So you just look back. The people that like all the folks that lied when they ran, I just talk about the city of Jackson when folks ran for mayor the last time. You had 17, 18, 19 people run. Everybody wanted to help Jackson. But when they didn't win, they left. Only one person stood and worked with the current mayor, and that was Ronnie Kruger Jr., who ran for mayor and didn't win, who came back and said, I want to help Jackson. He's the only person out of all the folks that ran for mayor that actually came back to work with the current mayor, to help make Jackson better. And then he ended up running for House of Rep himself. So I understand what you're saying, because I'm telling you, I've been into community organizing first, politics second. I even got my bachelor's in political science pre-law. I know so much about it that I can advocate and help folks about it. That's why I'm not in it. I'm with it. I understand it.
Right.
But I know, and it's like we having transparent conversation. When Councilman Stamps decided not to run for Ward 4 and again and run for the House of Rep, he was just like, well, what you gonna do? I said, I'm not running. Because I feel that I can be better suited. Jason Clark was supposed to be the person that ran, because me and Jason was under Stamps, and so neither one of us, the 2 people that had been around and were advocating, wanted to run, and simply because I know how much time it is, and for me, I can do more in the capacity I'm in without being in one specific position, but I'm able to assist more people in that position. But again, I always ask people, do your due diligence, educate yourself. We talk about a history of people that could not read, that walked, that rode mules and everything else they could find to just be able to go make an X so they can be a part of the political process. And we sit on our ass at home and look for excuses. It's raining. You know what? You don't bathe. What's the problem? I mean, we make up shit and why we don't get involved in the political process because again, what with me?
Do you bathe? Why you country? Now look,
hey, listen, I'm country as cowboy boots, and I'm proud of it. And Chuck ass ain't too far behind me from Mobile, Alabama.
I'm country as the day is long. Look, I went to Little Dizzy's with Tonya, but about 2 weeks ago, and they was like, "You not from here, huh?" I say, "I'm not the same of it." But I wanted to ask Dr. Allen about something. Now, I'm getting away. I know that you're running for alderman at large, right? And you've done Tonya asked you about the 3 things that you'd like to accomplish, and I think the things that you've articulated are right on point, and they could be applied, as you said, in any part of the state of Mississippi. Because I'm a Tougalooan, and we've got Tougaloo National Alumni Association membership drives going on right now. I wanted to ask you about your position. So I've taken your candidate hat off, and I'm asking you to put your professor hat back on, and I want you to talk a little bit about the Institute for the Study of Modern Day Slavery, and then also the Harriet Tubman project, with you serving as advisor for that. Because I read your little bio,
not the little bio, not Lil, right? Not Lil.
Look, I mean, like real talk.
Flowers now. You read that powerful bio.
It's about 14 pages, what I'm saying, but these 2 things stuck out to me. Not only have you been in education since 1999, but I'm saying as a person holding a doctorate in education, early childhood education from the I Love Jackson State University, and then having this jump over to Tougaloo, and then these very, very new programs. I want you to give us just a little bit about that.
So I'll start with the Institute for the Study of Modern Day Slavery. When I wrote my proposal to be a member of a grantee for the study of modern day slavery, I started focusing at the cradle school to slavery pipeline. What can we do to keep our children out of prison?
Right.
What can we do to make our children stop feeling like when they're in school, they're actually in prison? And the crazy thing is, the first time I wrote it, I didn't get accepted. And someone from, I believe, Colorado, North Dakota, I don't know, somewhere up north, read my proposal, and they called someone at Tougaloo and said, you know what, you got to put her on the project. This is directly related to modern day slavery. So since then, I've been doing research, and it started off with restorative justice, going into the different schools, going into different settings, talking to children, talking to teachers about how they incorporate restorative justice practice in the schools. And what I found out, hardly any schools practice restorative justice. So we look at the cradle school to slavery pipeline, right? And so they said, now you got me in my element, right?
I'm about to put some more gas on your fire. Come on.
Okay. So they said
never gas around here.
A 2-year-old vocabulary determines school readiness skills, or pre-K kindergarten readiness skills.
Right.
And those kindergarten readiness skills determine 3rd grade test scores. The 3rd grade test scores determine what?
Prison.
Everybody know. Prisons, jail cells, right? So why aren't we working with these children? Because I'm an early childhood major, right? Why aren't we working with children from birth? I read a story. A 3-year-old got kicked out of school. How are you 3 and you get kicked out of school? You're 3.
Easy.
You're 3 years of age.
It's easy. It's easy.
Because a teacher did not want to listen to you or wouldn't allow you to cry when you were feeling upset. A teacher didn't want to talk about feelings with you. They didn't want to deal with you at all. And it just hurts me to see that. And that's why I started studying credit. Well, you know, they say school to prison pipeline. So I just totally made up my whole thing, cradle school to slavery pipeline. And that came from cradle as an infant to school, because, you know, we go to kindergarten, first grade, cradle school, and then to slavery, which will be the jail cells. And they call it jail, but if you look at jail and you look at slavery, it's not that big of a difference.
Never was abolished.
So that's how I came up with Cradle School to Slavery Pipeline, and that's why I wanted to work with the Institute for the Study of Modern Day Slavery. So since then, I've gotten other students interested in writing about Cradle School to Slavery. I actually have a book chapter out. Don't ask me the title of the book. It's Nightcap, My Brain Stops Functioning After a Certain Time. But it talks about how to incorporate civic engagement into your classes, regardless if they're education or biology. It's still a way that you can incorporate civic engagement.
Yeah.
And you also asked me about the Harriet Tubman Project.
Right.
And the Harriet Tubman Project was born about 2 years ago. So it's in its toddler stage. We ran into some incidents with COVID, not being able to do as much. But with the Harriet Tubman Project, we've actually been hosting voting forums. We've had probably about one each semester. So that'll be, I want to say 4 we've done so far. But it's a group of students on campus. And of course, the logo is all created equal. The motto is all created equal. So it's basically teaching other students on campus what all created equal is, or what it's about on campus. And our goal is to go to other campuses and show them what all created equal as it relates to a campus means and looks like. So that is the purpose of those two. My part in those 2 projects.
I want to say something because I have to jet out and go pick up my son, but kudos. Like, I'm sitting here taking notes. I just want you to know, FYI, I'm taking notes as you're talking, because my undergrad is in classical voice, and I started my master's in education, but then I pulled away from it because I've been teaching in New Orleans over 20 years. And I left the classroom because of something you said about that 3-year-old. And Chuck could tell you, Matt can tell you, I've been working with kids in the city for decades.
Yeah.
And I teach a vocal workshop that was geared to bring the arts into the communities for families who didn't have transportation to get them to Jazz and Heritage. So we partnered with NORD, New Orleans Recreational Development Commission in New Orleans. And I was teaching at different NORD facilities. And they would say, okay, your program has to start at the age of 9, teaching them voice. I gave them pushback because if I'm the teacher and I'm writing this curriculum, let me do what I know works, because I started in New Orleans. And that's the thing that I regretted not really following through with getting my certification, because I wanted to know more of why certain approaches were put in place with students in this city. And one was that you put a restriction on your age limit when they are naturally born to do something from the womb. Yeah. And so this year was my first time bringing in, just cutting the age limit out. And so I have 3 3-year-olds within my program, and their assignment was to understand and correct posture, singing posture. You're standing and you're sitting. The 3-year-old stood, and not only was her posture correct, her diction was correct. Her breathing was, her articulation, everything was on point at the age of 3. And so the director of Jazz and Heritage calls and she says, I just want you to know that the director over community was saying, let Tonya do whatever she does, because we have the proof. And we know that these kids are capable. And that's been my thing in the school, because the school would say, oh, you could be in the marching band, but you have to be 5th grade and up. What about the kids who are naturally born carrying a trumpet at the age of 2 and 3? Trombone Shorty is a product of that.
Right. Yeah.
So I applaud you, sis. I support you. I'm not in Byram, but I'm going to toot and blow and root for you. I can't wait to be at your victory party. and I'm gonna be singing "She's the All like literally. So,
Thank you.
Yes, continue your great works, and let's connect on social media so I can definitely push your agenda. Matt, Chuck, y'all know I love y'all. I have to cut out and get my dude from work. So
tell him I said what up.
I will. Love you guys. Be blessed. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be careful, man.
I will, babe. Love you guys.
All right, shoot first, ask question later.
Yep. Thank you, Tonya Boyd-Cannon, award-winning songstress, songwriter, Tougalooan, Ninth Wardian, New Orleanian, all of that. Real sister for checking in with us on the Nightcap Knowledge tonight. We are still here with Dr. Allen.
Dr. Allen.
Look, you know, I know it's past your bedtime. I know it's past your bedtime.
Look, and the clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking now. But I did want to add something to you said something about restorative justice, and it was surprising to you to come to an understanding about how many school districts, classrooms, community centers, etc., or these situations that aren't implementing restorative justice. So I'll give you one more. Let me just throw that and see where it stick. So I am the former director of what was I? Student activities for a while, and then I moved over to the Health and Wellness Center at Tougaloo, campus life and community outreach. So I was building these relationships between community organizations and the campus. Right. And then all of these kids that would hover around the office, and we would put them in situations where they would become active in school districts where they're volunteering and things like that in the classroom. I left there, and then I went into a position where I was charged with championing school district policy reform. And I learned more about JPS and other places that said they had PBIS, positive behavioral interventions and supports, and they were supposed to be implementing restorative justice practices in their disciplinary or their student handbook and things like that. And you would have these little sidebar conversations with folk, and you throw your hat to the back, and you talk like me, and then you ask people about things, and they like, what? A PBI, a restorative what?
Right.
And so now I sit in the, and this superintendent has since parted ways. But I'm not just going to limit it to JPS. It was here on the coast too. The coast, each city has its own school district, and I'm saying that I know that the folks that are in these decision making positions, they write these policies, but sometimes the policy or the implementation of the policy or the practice never makes it to the classroom where it's most needed. You wrote that because you wanted to make sure that that Dr. Allen wasn't gonna be breathing down your neck when she wrote that next paper, when she started doing that research to really find out if this particular school district or the school districts within the state of Mississippi or the South that are contributing to these high rates of imprisonment, incarceration, slavery. Like, at what point do y'all make the connection? We're supposed to have all these PhDs, these pretty dumb humans, and all So I just wanted to add to that and just let you know that we're paying attention to these things, and I think your presence denotes another visit to the Nightcap, and maybe even we might have to do something on a daytime, or we do something with you and your students and the Harriet Tubman project. But we just ain't on here drinking and representing.
hey, we actually we've been doing a lot of student activity stuff with Coach Sanders. We're working on putting together some things with former students come back, alumni come back and talk to the students. And if you get a chance, look up the Ghetto Bill. We nicknamed the Ghetto Bill, Senate Bill 2239, 2004, where you had a conservative white legislator who wanted to implement habitual offender into the language of schools in the state of Mississippi, because she said she taught at the ghetto schools in Memphis, and she know we need that harsh language. And the same day, in that same subcommittee, 2 white males who were both legislators and attorneys, one told the other one to shut up, and they stood up and almost got into a fist fight. And we said if that had been our children, they would have been put out. Right? That's 2004. 2006, I started my journey working in PRTF, Psychiatric Resident Treatment Facility for Children and Adolescents. So I've been working in mental health since 2006, and I've worked in the acute setting where I had 4-year-old in acute settings, right? I've had 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and you talk about developing programs and folks they told me they ain't had no money, and they told me they ain't had nothing when I wanted to do something. So I had to resort back to my organizing roots. And I started a thing called Man Talk, and I invited Chuck, and I invited a lot of brothers. I invited Derek Johnson, and come to just have open dialogue and discussion. And they got to the point where the good folks wanted me to give them agenda, wanted to give them more details. You know, and what they basically wanted to steal your information and be able to use funding for it. But so they had all these restorative, and we had a thing called restorative task. And they took something that came out of New York and they wanted to merge it here. And we never grow anything here specific for here. We always take something from another state and say, this is what they did here.
Right.
But then you try to make it fit and it don't work because we never listen to the people that's from here to say, hey, let's do this.
Right.
This works for the demographics that we have here. And like when I tell them about the restorative task, I said, you telling this young man that he need to say what? But he's going to discharge in 30 days and go back to Wood Street? He's not going to survive. And he's going to be right back. I said, because what you're telling him is not realistic for the environment in which you live in.
Right.
It's what you want to believe. When I try to educate the person that was, and so I understand what you're saying. And we know we are there. We were there before. We still working on it now. We're just doing different things. But we know we beating our head against a brick wall of trying to understand a system that was designed to hurt us and not help us. And we had to create our own while we learn the game. Because again, as we learn the rules, they constantly change them. And it's very important that our youth know that they are assimilating into a burning house. And they need to know what they have to do to survive and to be able to make it out on top. And education is very, very, very important. Because what you just said, this was the norm. You know, when Alcorn was a tech school, Alcorn began to educate their folks. And they knew that they could never let this happen again, where people were educating children in the church schools, in places like that, where they were using the classroom as a way to organize the students beyond just a certain curriculum. So now we got everything free.
Sound like Tougaloo to me.
But everything is free. But now guess what? You got a certain criteria you got to abide by. Yeah. So I tell people free ain't always good. Yeah. And so Tulu, I always say this, no matter who the president is or whoever it be, Tulu need to focus on being Tulu. Don't compete with Jackson State. Don't compete with nobody else. Tulu has stood out by doing exactly what you said. No matter what class you were in, they were able to relate to real life situations and understand the civic engagement. If you're in biology and chemistry, guess what? We got environmental justice. We got environmental justice, right?
I actually went to a training in Atlanta dealing with environmental justice, climate reality, the one that Al Gore gives. Are you familiar with that one? So I had the opportunity to go, and I actually took about 10 students with me and my children so they could learn about environmental or the different injustices that they have within the environment. And now my son, every time he goes somewhere, he smells something, he's like, okay, what city am I in? Let me look this up. And he said, this is an environmental injustice to these people here. And he'll send it a picture or whatever to a group of people so they can look it up and look deeper into it. But like you said, that's one of the things that Tougaloo is known for. And we just have to keep teaching and keep doing it.
Appreciate it, Brother James. And what you just said is bringing that education to the community from a political office, which you will be able to do, is being able to connect those dots and continue to educate our children. This year, Mississippi Move will be able to do a feeding program in partnership with the Hollis Watkins Human Development Foundation and Sankofa Kitchen. So we'll be able to feed and do some activities. And guess who curriculum we had to abide by? No goddamn body at all. Our own, right? We get to talk real stuff and be able to educate our young folk on some real things. I never forget this. I went to a school and did a presentation. Chuck and I were going to schools doing these presentations. I'm talking about, I forgot. It had to be 14 to 15, 2014, 15, 16. We were everywhere from Utica, Crystal Spring, Hazelhurst.
Yeah.
And I never forget, and this sister said that, oh, next month is Mississippi authors. I said, man, I know it's a lot of Black authors. She said, no. Black history is Black authors is the following month. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, shit, this is a good opportunity to take, let's highlight all the Black Mississippi authors. And then next month, you just highlight Black authors. But when you're in that classroom as a teacher, you can do certain things. And it goes back to us and the mindset we have of what we are willing to do and understand. Do you realize that you are assimilating into a burning house? And a lot of us don't.
We don't.
We don't know that we have the capacity. We worry about being in trouble because that's the design of slavery, right? That's why you had to hold your finger up when you was in church, because you're going to attend church when the slave master was present. You had to let him know you were going to do one and number two. If it wasn't about respecting the preacher, it was letting the slave master know where you was going. So that's why we are now. We had that fear factor of going above.
You broke some down. What?
Oh yeah. Oh, I hate to see folks holding that finger up. That finger means, master, I'm going to go pee. Number two, But anyway. So, but that education is what we learned from Tougaloo.
Mm-hmm.
We had that. You know what I'm saying? When we had Dr. Woods would say, we're going to this. We stopped class.
Dr. Woods.
And I applaud you and Dr. Carthan for being able to continue to do those things. That's what we came into. It was a norm. Before we got there, oh man, it was a norm. Early 90s, late 90s for Tougaloo, that was a norm for them to do stuff like that. And it was starting, we got in that last little cusp to enjoy some of that stuff. We would say, well, we're going to this protest today. Oh, well, we're going to the protest. You get class credit to go to the protest. We're going to the protest. Mm-hmm. And, we let's go. But you hear all these stories about people that did this and gave their lives so you be able to do this. But then folks turn around, hypocritically frowned upon you when you try to duplicate the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what those things that we continue to work. And we applaud you, sister, for all the work that you're doing at Tougaloo and being able to bring this to your community and to go in there and kick ass in that election. Because one of my frat brothers called your mayor out when we were distributing water. And he called the mayor out. He's trying to figure out how in the hell you distribute one pallet of water. And he had personally bought 4 pallets of 90 cases apiece and distributed them at Lake Dockery himself before the mayor distributed one.
Well,
I did the same thing. I delivered water. I delivered water in Ward 3 and Ward 6.
So what you understand and what I'm saying is you don't have to have a political position to be able to serve the community.
Boom.
No, I've been serving since I've been here. So
it makes sense to elect people that are already serving positions.
Right.
And not the folks that give it. Well done is better than well said. We like well said better than well done. So we ain't gonna keep you up. We're knocking on 10:30. We know we had a long day. We want you to give us some more information, what people need to do. They want to contact you. They're interested in learning more about you, where they can reach out to you at. And we're going to keep it going.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Rashonda Harris Allen, and I'm asking everyone to come to the polls on April 6th and vote. Alderman at Large, Rashonda Harris Allen. And you can reach me. You can find me on Facebook at Campaign to Elect RMHA. You could go to my website, www.campaigntoelectrmha, or you could just look me up on Facebook, Rashonda Harris Allen, EDD. Either way, you'll find me. But most importantly, go to the polls and vote. Rashonda Harris Allen, Alderman at Large, Byron, Mississippi.
We appreciate that. Chuck, check your email. I sent you some announcements we can put up right quick. Chuck. We've been multitasking. We've been doing a financial literacy workshop for a church in Vermont.
Yay!
And yeah. So literally, I had to change gears. Like literally, when I tell you, when folks were like, the name MOVE has an acronym for Motivating Organizers for Voter Empowerment, but we literally be on the move. We be,
well, hold that, because our students need it.
Well, we've done it. We've been doing it at Tuglu for a while. We the name at Tuglu is called Securing the Bag.
Okay.
When we do it for the college students, so we've been on it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. We understand that's the most important, because that's where our credit got jacked up at college. In Tuglu at Warren Hall, going around to the bookstore, that man sitting there with that goddamn credit card application changed my life for the worse.
Your freshman year before class started.
Year before your ass from a hole in the wall. They said, sign your life away. You like, okay, I can go buy new stuff. It's only $32 a month. I can find $32. Shit. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you all.
Yes, ma'am.
For letting me come on. I look forward to hearing from you all again. This was fun. This was great. So I love the conversation. I love what you all are doing. And it's 10:30.
Yeah. Well, look, as we round it out, if you can, you feel free to get out when you
go ahead. You can get on. We got a couple of announcements to go.
I'm gonna go ahead and get out because I got a baby that I'm gonna have to get up in the morning to go to school. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out. So thank you guys for having me. I hope to talk to you all soon. Thank you.
I'll give it up for Dr. Allen, candidate alderman at large, Byron, Mississippi.
Black with no chaser.
So now look, we're trying to get to where the money reside. We also got to get to where the votes reside. It's my freedom, my vote. This is Sunday, April 4th, right across the street from the old Metro Center, in the KJ's, old KJ's parking lot. That's Highway 80. Easy to find. I promise you're gonna be able to hear us because the Nasty Show and DJ Mel, man, we'll be out there beating the block down. We've got live performances by Stephanie, and the man Dollar Black will be back in the Jack all the way from the A, along with Queen E the Poet. And we've got our celebrities from all over the place that will be checking in with us and offering their words of encouragement and importance. In addition to that, the day before will be at D's Sports Bar and Grill. That's West Street, right across from the Veterans Memorial Stadium. JSU versus Southern game. We're going to get out the vote tailgate party. We got the guys from over at Mixed Messages be coming up from the Mississippi Gulf Coast to do a pregame thing, and then also talk about the importance of voting, and then putting those two things together to make it make sense of why it's important for us to road trip from your hometown to go up to somebody else's place to make these connections. And as we are connected, the better we will be as a people. So we got the first 50 people that fill out a pledge card. They will eat free. And if you need more information about this, go over to msmove.org or call 662-205-MOVE. And the last thing that we'll add to this is we have the and I gotta make sure that one is up on the screen. Hold on, we're gonna stop that one. And
that's the next thing. I will be in Goodman, Mississippi at 51 stop, and we're gonna be doing something similar. We have DJ Big Money from Lexington. DJ Big Money is gonna be on the ones and twos. The first 50 people that sign a pledge card would definitely be able to eat free. We're going to be set up at Young's 51 stop in Goodman, Mississippi, Holmes County. So come through, get some information, sample ballots, all that type of stuff. But be able to be an educated voter, engage, sign a pledge card. Pledge card, what we do is email out information, keep you updated on everything that's local and everything that's coming, updated information when it comes to the election. And then the next flyer is Mississippi Move doing what we usually do. We actually moving and getting people to the polls. Did you get that flyer, Chuck?
Yeah, I did, and it's coming up now, man. You got to, you just keep talking. I'm gonna get these images up.
So we got, so we're gonna be transporting people to the polls. We definitely are very thankful and happy that Michael Jordan Transportation Services is on board with us again. And my wife just told me to stop talking, let these people go to bed.
mean, we out
yeah, so I'm gonna take my ass to bed. All right, so we're just telling everybody to make sure that Michael George Transportation Services will be helping us again. And he did. He was able to get global transportation in Hattiesburg area to assist him to be able to transport folks in the Pine Belt area, which is severe college, to get to the polls. And we're still looking for someone to assist us on the Gulf Coast area. But we are working hard to make sure that we take away any type of reason people cannot get to the polls. Give us a call, 662-205-6683, 662-205-MOVE. And we are going to move the vote, and we'll move Mississippi forward.
That's right, man. And as always, Mississippi Move, Mac, Chuck, the whole camp, the crew, man. Look, we going to where the money reside, baby. Y'all go ahead and drop them dollars and make something holler.
Janae, Leslie, give us $1.
Y'all want to donate to Mississippi Move or support the Nightcap Knowledge podcast, man, do something on over there.
Or if you want to support Mac and Chuck's drinking fund, you can just donate.
But for real though, if you want to donate towards the Mississippi Rapper Response Fund, you can go over to the People's Advocacy Institute.com. Or if you want to donate to Mississippi Move, you can just shoot us an email or go to the website, msmove.org. Look, people, we'll see y'all next week. This has been Nightcap Knowledge, and that's about it. We'll peace y'all out. We'll see you Saturday and Sunday. Hang out with your wang out, but don't rock out with your cock out. Peace.